Yo, what up? It's your boy, the fastest, back at you with another language tool. I'm fucking with you. It's my first language tool. It's really just my first exploration of compilation. I took a really shitty college class. Let's put it like that. Yeah. So it was a skill issue. It wasn't that shitty. I just was annoyed by the labs. So I decided to redo the labs, but this time from scratch. And this is the first part, which is Lexic. As you may know, I'm a C++ programmer. So that means I like to use objects. And what better way to use objects than to use C? I know. Yeah, I don't know either, but this was my first completely C project. So you can see that I'm like still learning the ropes. Let's put it like that. For example, I didn't know how to do inheritance or classes of that matter. So if we go to regex, we'll just see void pointer. Uh-oh, that's not good. Snake case? What the fuck? Yeah, I know. I mean, and then we get to here and you'll see I'm doing some nasty ass shit. So I'm like, how do we use inheritance in C because there's no classes? We have a regex struct, and in each struct, since they're different types of regexes, they'll interact with data differently. Wow. So our attached data that we saw earlier here, well, for example, brackets will just make it an unsigned long array. That'll be great. No. And then we'll just count the amount of bracket elements in there, and then we'll, of course, further make this bullshit because we got another pointer, and we'll add this in. Wow! Totally didn't have a lot of issues with it. Actually, I didn't actually have a lot of issues with it. The main reason I switched off of this was because when you get to groups, where is it? Yeah, when you get to groups, the problem is the way I had it set up is each regex is its own struct. That means, for example, a group is an array of different structs. We go up to here, it's just an array of different structs, which means that if we want to match each individual regex, it's a recursive function. If we just run into private match.c, we have all these match functions. That's great. Oh, wait, but we use regex match in there? Uh-oh. And then we scroll all the way down. Uh-oh. So I wasn't really happy with the recursive method because that meant if a regex group ever failed, it would have to go back to the beginning of the input, and that the way you do that with a recursive tree isn't very fun. So I decided instead, fuck it, no more C++ in my bones. We're a true hard C programmer. And here we arrive to what I got. So instead of having different regex elements, well, we just go to our regex.h, where the old one having this, well, the new one just has a validate and a match. So simple. A lot of the simplicity became more complexity when we arrived to the loop for matching. Because now instead of snake case, which is great, we now have camel case. Yippee yippee! We also have basically a state machine for the different regex type mode. And then each one handles their respective regex and then goes up. And it makes recursive functions unnecessary, and so backtracking is a lot safer. I guess safer, yeah, I'd say safer. It's easier to backtrack in this case. So, and also with the recursive function, I would have needed like multiple backtrack arrays because that would have been fun, because recursive functions, yippee, at least that's what I think. Maybe there's a way to do it with classes. I'm just too dumb right now. Or I wanted to go into the C mentality, if you will. So I don't know, but that's the main takeaway I get from this. That, well, gotta think like a C programmer when doing C. Other stuff that differences between C++ and C. Uh, I think it's most visible in the CLI since you don't really have a string class. A lot of the time is wasted doing, I guess, safety checks against strings. Like, for example, here, line is given a null string because the string concatenate, where is that function? Yes, the string concatenate function, it might error if there's no null character at the beginning. Uh, there's a It's unlikely, but there's a high chance this might happen. We also have to make sure that there's a null character for string cspan. Never don't want that to error. Well, actually, I think it's more rather string length and string cat need the null error because it might go out of bounds. So we just need to be careful there. Yeah. So just yeah. Anyways, I'll catch you later when I get done with the rest of the language tools. I have syntax and cement to do. So until then, see you later.